Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Girivaradhari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Kunjan Radha Jaya Kunjan Yashodananda Yashodananda Yamuna Tira Jaya Yamuna Tira Jaya Kunja Jaya Radha Jaya Kunja Jaya Vallabha God ki jai, Gauranitai ki jai. Hare Krishna, welcome all the devotees. Am I audible, Prabhuji, clearly? Prabhuji, Mataji, am I audible?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji, yes.
Yeah, okay. So we'll start the session now. I have been instructed to speak on 20th chapter, 16th sloka of third canto. So we'll discuss that in detail now. Hare Krishna. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnana-jana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam-yena Tasmai Shri-Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya-mano-bhishtam Sthapitam-yena Bhutale Swayam-rupa-kadam-yam Dadati Swapadam-dihim Vandeham Shri-Gurum Shri-Yutapada-kamalam Shri-Gurum Vaishnavanshya Shri-Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana-Raghunatam Tasjivam Sadvaitam Sarvadutam Parijana-Sritam Krishna-Chaitanya-devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishagavitam Tas He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopiga Kanto Radha Kanta Namastude Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Suti Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpataru Vesha Krupa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavunebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha Shri Vasari Gaura Bhaktarunda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Shloka ki jai. Namo Vishwavadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimade Jai Pataka Swaminiti Namane Namo Acharya Padaya Nitai Krupa Padaya Gaurakatha Damadaya Nagragram Tadini Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Vishesha Shanyavadi Pashatya Deshatanini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhaktarvrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Prabhupada ki jai. I am projecting the shloka now. Okay, so this is a 16th shloka of 20th chapter. तस्य नाविर्भूत्पद्मं सहस्राकारो दिदीति सर्वजीवनिया काव्योको यत्र स्वयंभूत स्वराट. Word to word translation. Tasya of the Lord, Nabhe from the novel, Abhut sprouted up, Padmam a lotus, Sasra Arka a thousand sun, Uru more, Diditi with dazzling splendor, Sarva all, Jivanikaya resting place of conditioned souls, Oka place, Yatra where, Swayam himself, Abhut emanated, Swarat the omnipotent, that is Lord Brahma. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. From the novel of Personality of Godhead, Garbhodakshai Vishnu sprouted a lotus flower effulgent like a thousand blazing suns. This lotus flower is a reservoir of all conditioned souls, and the first living entity who came out of lotus flower was the omnipotent Brahma. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. It appears from this verse that conditioned souls who rested within a body of personality of Godhead after the resolution of the last creation came out in the sum total of the lotus. This is called Hiranyagarbha. The first living entity to come out was Lord Brahma, who is independently able to create the rest of the manifested universe. The lotus is described here as the effulgence as glare of the thousand suns. This indicates that the living entity as a part and parcel of Supreme Lord are also the same quality, since the Lord is also diffuses his bodily glares, known as Brahma Jyoti. The description of Vaikuntha Loka as stated in Bhagavad Gita and other Vedic literature is confirmed herewith. In the Vaikuntha, the spiritual sky, there is no need of sunshine, moonshine, electricity, or fire. Every planet there is a self-effulgent. Every planet there is a self-effulgent like a sun. They are self-effulgent like a sun. Hare Krishna. Prabhupada ki jai. Tasya navirbhut padmam sahasrakaro dititi. Sarva jivanaya yoko yatra swayam bhut parat. Okay, Hare Krishna. So just to recap, this is a this chapter is basically, of course, this chapter is essentially the conversation between Shaunak Rishis and Sutta Goswami. Sutta Goswami was one of the audience in the original Bhagavatam, where Bhagavatam was spoken, that is Shukadeva Goswami spoke to Parikshit and other Rishiganas. So there, Sutta Goswami. So he is narrating his pastime, his understanding, or whatever he heard as it is from Shukadeva Goswami is narrating to further Shivna, Naimisharanya. So it's like a second conversation. So as last time also I mentioned, in Bhagavatam and any point of time there will be three conversations. Like either one of them will be there. Either it will be between Sutta Goswami and Rishis, or it will be Shukadeva Goswami, Parikshit and the Rishis, or it will be the actual incidents which is being narrated. It could be Maitreya Vidura, it could be any Hiranyakashipu talking to Prahlad, it could be any that particular occasion or that particular event or is what being they will be discussed. So this is the way we should understand. So this chapter starts with Sutta Goswami talking to Shaunaka, inquiring at Sutta Goswami, talking about the pastimes of the Lord. But originally it is basically what they are doing is they are narrating the pastimes, they are narrating the conversation between Vidura and Maitreya. Vidura was, we know he was like Kuru dynasty and one of the maid servant brother of Dhritarashtra and Pandu. So, of course, but he was very enlightened soul. He was a pure devotee of God. And at the end of Mahabharata, while he left the palace, because Dhritarashtra was not really interested in the spiritual, real devotion. He was still hanging around there. But so he left the kingdom and went to inquire about the higher truth. And he met Maitreya in the Haridwar. And Maitreya is answering many important questions. And they are basically essentially talking about devotees of Lord pastimes or Lord's pastimes. So this is the overall context. Now here in this, here again, Sutta Goswami Shaunaka is asking, explaining basically about creation. So it's last some conversation. Creation is getting this, especially in this canto. Creation of material nature is being discussed thoroughly. Various conversations happening. So as we saw, just to recap, what is that creation was getting, sort of. Just to recap, what is the creation described by Maitreya? So basically, so Lord, everything comes from Lord, obviously, but then it's a material nature. So material world or material nature is basically 1/4 of the total creation, and 3/4 is a spiritual, where there is no Janma Mrityu Jara, there is no sufferings. That is a Vaikuntha or Golokunda planets or all the spiritual planets. But material nature consists of 3 planetary systems: earthly planet system, hellish planet systems, and heavenly planet system. So these are all material nature. Material nature is like a small cloud on the arena of the blue sky. So that comes, material nature keeps getting created, destroyed, created, destroyed. That's a dissolution, pralaya we call it. And there are various types of dissolution. Like first dissolution is at human, so body itself dissolves at the end of the day. Then there is a one dissolution. Next is basically in the day of Brahma, in the night, and then there is one more dissolution when Brahma also dies, like that. So there are various dissolutions. That's not the topic of today's discussion, but I'm just recalling. So basically, how this material creation is created by Lord. So basically, Mahat Tattva comes from the Lord. So these are the primitive form of all ingredients of. So material nature means material. It's all material, right? Be it subtle or be it gross, it's all about material. It is not life. There is no life there in that material element. What life is there is soul, that is in Prakriti, but otherwise it's all material. So that is also apara, that is also inferior energy of Lord, right? So material nature remains unmanifested early phase in the form of Mahat Tattva, and it essentially contains 24 elements. So what are those elements? I'm just recapping the whole because this is being continued discussion by Sutta Goswami. So before getting into shloka, I'm just giving the recap. So 24 elements are, what are those? So 5 material elements: earth, water, air, fire, like that. Okay, or ether. So they are the 5 material elements. Then there are 5 sense organs or knowledge acquiring senses, right? So ear, nose, and all those 5. Then there are 5 working senses, right? What are those? Working senses means basically hand, legs, and then nose and genital and rectum. So these are the 5. And there are 5 sense objects. So senses need some object to enjoy. That is also created. That is sense of touch, sense of hearing, so sound, taste, all those things, right? These are the 5 sense objects which we enjoy, which we sense. So Nanendriyas or senses interact. 20, mind, intelligence, ego. These are 3 subtle elements which we can't see, but they exist. Mind, intelligence. 24th is a contaminated consciousness. So all this soul is having that contaminated consciousness. So that is, so these are all elements. It's covering on the soul. It's ignorance sort of thing, whatever you call. So this is 24 elements. 25th is also there. That is a call, time. So basically, there is a soul which is part of spiritual material, spiritual world. We are not supposed to be material world. So soul has nothing to do with this material element. But soul want to enjoy independent of Lord, rebellion attitude. So he's given this material world to enjoy as if he thinks he is Lord or something. So that is under the influence of false ego, right? So this false ego and time, they connect the soul with material element, 24 elements. So that's the connection. That's why material world starts, Prakriti starts. Prakriti is some total of all this, where all these transactions are happening, interactions are happening. So that Prakriti is created, right? But at every point of time, Lord is always a primary creator. So there is an intervention of Lord. Yeah, whatever through his avatar, plenary expansion, like Vishnu avatar. So, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshaya, Shirodakshaya Vishnu. So he expands this material nature and enters into that material nature and activates this material energy. Where souls also get sort of, woken up and they interact like that. Okay. So say for example, if you recall again, we have been discussing this since many sessions where so Mahavishnu from the Lord Krishna, there are Narayana and Sankarsana. Then Mahavishnu comes. So Mahavishnu is the enters into this material universe. So material universe, these elements are there. Mat Tattva is there, already there. Then he triggers it, he activates it. And from his perspiration, so there is a Garbhodak ocean, like water ocean, on which Mahavishnu is there, and he from his perspiration, many universes start generating. So that's the first primary creation. So Mat Tattva is coming, which is a sort of inactivated state. Then Mahavishnu activates that Mat Tattva, and various universes are generated, created, and each universe, Mahavishnu again enters as a Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. So again, in that individual universe, things are activated, and Lord Brahma is created from the Lord's novel, which is a lotus comes. That lotus is what exactly described here. That lotus consists of stem. Stem is nothing but your material nature, which is various planetary systems. And lotus itself contains of, they call it some glaring, what is mentioned here is, I'll just exactly pull that word. So Padmam or lotus, and it is like a shining lotus, almost equivalent to 1,000 suns glare, and that nothing, that is all these 1,000 glaring lotus is nothing but the various souls which has been there in the hibernated stage in the Lord's body at the time of dissolution. And again, souls are woken up, and these souls are nothing but all this sum total of all these lotus, who are like various living entities, and they are again put into this material nature with the help of the along with these 24 elements, and then body and mind and itself and individual living entity starts his life in this material nature, and again it is dissolved at the end of Brahma's life, and again go back to Lord's body. Again it comes out. So this is a creation, dissolution continuously happening in the material world, not in spiritual world. Now, why living entities are here? Because, as I mentioned, due to false ego, where he thinks he is a Lord and he is not very much ready to accept the supremacy of Lord. So, as a part of this illusion is created, and Lord, being loving Father, gives this facility to enjoy. So this is all knowledge given in Vedas or Shastra. Bhagavatam is summarizing all those. So we should go by authority. Sometimes we may feel like, oh, it looks too theoretical. Is it right? Is it that's our mind says that, but it is definitely true, because if you see logically also we can see, because Shastra say it is true. That's our way of getting knowledge. So we don't get into speculation. Neither we get into some living entities knowledge, because we are all imperfect. But this is a knowledge perfectly given in Shastra, so we believe it. We have faith, and we slowly realize this as a group. But even logically, if you have to think, even flower, you say how flower is coming out so beautifully, is going again, coming. Everything is so orderly. Why universe will not be orderly? And obviously, there are 100 reasons to believe that. So that is the way knowledge is getting acquired. Shaunak Rishi is getting acquiring this knowledge from Sutta Goswami. Sutta Goswami got it from Shukadeva Goswami. Maitreya is giving this knowledge to Vidura, and then whole Bhagavatam is all coming from the parampara, and that is what we also come from. So we are also basically getting this knowledge from the parampara system. So this is a way to attend the perfect. Otherwise, it's very difficult to understand what is going on. Like modern science, sometimes they also try to get the knowledge by speculative method. Okay, they say there is a big bang or material elements. They may not talk about mind intelligence very separately. It's very vague knowledge, but they also talk about material nature. They talk about 24 these chemicals or elements, 108 elements or something. They keep discovering extra elements every year. Anyway, that is very crude knowledge, because they are not able to explain. Okay, fine, even though this material big bang or some lump of matter was there, how it exploded, who created, they are not able to explain that. We know that very well. And then Big Bang theory and all those, and Big Bang theory also is getting questioned by another set of scientists, which they say, no, it's not only Big Bang theory, it's not only lump of matter, it's lump of matter, Big Bang, plus there is some intelligence. Now, all these things, because see, without life, material cannot act or get activated without life. I think all of us will appreciate this point. Correct? In the laboratory, unless the intervention of the chemist or engineer, experiments doesn't start, right? And even so nothing in this our day-to-day practical experience also, nothing starts moving or nothing starts acting itself without the intervention of life. Life is soul, like living entity. Be it chemist, be it engineer, be it some Brahma, be it some whatever you call, who is acting and moving this material nature, correct? So same thing, even this material nature also will not act without intervention of some supreme soul, and that is Lord Krishna. It's so simple, I mean logical to understand. So this is the way intervention of Lord is required every time. So one thing I have to mention while the creation. 24 elements, Kala, Falsigo, and then of course there are three gunas also, which are also acting, and this Falsigo, three gunas, 24 elements, soul, they create all this universe. And then Brahma is created. First Brahma creates further secondary creation. This is a primary creation, this is a basic ingredient. Now that has to be mixed, and further facilitation has to happen. All these things, next phase of the creation, like trees and this various bodies, 84 lakhs yonis, and then their interaction, some more next step of creation, detail, micro part of it. That is Brahma. That is, he is a secondary creator, right? So this is the way it works. So three gunas, false ego, interact with each other, and then further they create a subtle element. This is all part of all this. So it's all it gets started there. Okay, so what we have to understand from here is without intervention of Lord, nothing is possible. Brahma is a secondary creator, and how we have seen how Lord is always intervening every phase of the creation. So first overall material creation, Mahavishnu starts with. Mahavishnu does it. Every universe, Garbhodiksha Vishnu comes, and he further gives birth to Brahma. Brahma further creates. But then Brahma also cannot create anything without mercy or without help of Lord, without intelligence given by God. That's why Brahma starts tapasya. When he gets created first time, he's confused. Oh, what is happening? Why? What is this? Then tapa. He start doing tapasya, tapa. And then Lord gives him the energy and empowerment. Then he creates. And then still along with all this material creation, every element, even atom or every atom too, all those throughout there is a Karodakshay Vishnu. Karodakshay Vishnu, Kshirodakshay Vishnu is present there. So Kshirodakshay Vishnu is also there in the every atom, along with every body, every living entity, who is actually ensuring this is getting. So Lord is there throughout. But it's a phases of creation. He keeps visually telling us that this is the way it is getting created, right? So, and then we are also creator, but we are a partial creator. We are controllers. We are not creator first of all. We are controllers. We are only manipulating the gross elements or certain elements given by law. So we are not creator. We are a controllers, but partial control. We are not supreme control. So this is a important thing we have to understand. But we are qualitatively same as Lord, not quantitatively. Prabhupada mentioned in this, yes, like for example, in this case, the lotus is which consists of sum total of all those living entities, which is highly glaring. That is like, it's like a self-illuminating. So Lord is self-illuminating, and we are also self-illumination in a soul form. So we don't need, we are self-illuminated living entity. That's why there is a glare. Okay, so due to that self-illumination, and even Bhagavad Gita mentioned, if you recall, there is one important shloka, very famous shloka. Nat tat bhasayate surya, na shashankana pavakaha. Yat tattva na nivartante tad dhamam paramam muma. Lord Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita also. What is telling in Bhagavad Gita? Basically, is telling you there is another world which is referring to the spiritual world, where people are self-illuminated. Everything is self-illuminated. There is no need of fire. There is no need of electricity. There is no need of sun. They are all self-illuminating world. That is what is being ratified here also in this shloka also. Ki all the living entities are self-illuminating. It is in the material world where darkness prevails, where sun and all these things are given to us, because we are not self-illuminated in material world. Means our self-illumination quality is covered by material elements. That's why there is a darkness, and that's why we need artificial light, artificial, given by sun. Sun is not artificial. I'm telling the light is, we are, otherwise we have got all this in us in the spiritual world. This is very important. But we are self-illuminating. Lord is also self-illuminating. Prabhupada mentioned that we are qualitatively one in this purport. Prabhupada mentions in this purport this particular fact very clearly. I'm just reading that particular sentence. This indicates that living entities as a part and parcel of Supreme Lord are also same quality. Seems the Lord is also diffuses his bodily glare same as Brahmajyoti. As stated in Bhagavad Gita and other Vedic scriptures, is confirmed herewith. In Vaikuntha, the spiritual sky, there is no need of sunshine, moonshine, electricity, and fire. Every planet there is a self-effulgent like a sun. The Lord Krishna mentioning, mentioning Bhagavad Gita also, there is a word which is spiritual word, and here also it is getting ratified by Maitreya. He is living entity also self-Vedic. So we are qualitatively one, but we are not supreme. We are minute part and parcel of the Lord. This is an important fact we have to understand. Same way, we are not supreme controllers. We are basically the individual souls with a limited control, mentality and limited span of influence. So what we can do, we can only control our body and mind to some extent, right? But we don't have 100% control on everything, even our body also. So body, if you see the machine, suppose we go to sleep, how bodily functions are happening? That is by the wonderful arrangement of Prakriti. But we cannot say we don't have at all any control. We have some control because we sleep, we decide to sleep, we do. So we have got some free will and we have got some control. Suppose how much I have to eat, I have got some control on that. It's not that I say that, okay, whatever I eat, I don't have any way control. So whatever I do is my Lord's responsibility. No, not that way. We have got free will. We have got some control given. Soul has got control on these subtle elements and the gross elements. It's already given. But the basic functionality, how these gross elements are functioning, is under control of Prakriti, which is in turn under control of Lord. So you have to understand dual controls. Okay, we have got limited control, and Lord has got ultimate control on us as well as this. But we have got minute freedom given, which we can utilize. And that's the whole Bhagavatam, or that's the whole spiritual or devotional service. Because our original problem was we have misused our minute freedom given by Lord to us. What is that misuse? Because we thought, oh, who is Lord? Why Krishna is Lord? I am also supreme. Why is only supreme? So that false ego, there is a tendency. There is always a tendency. It's our that tendency is there to control or to enjoy. So that was got misused by us at some point of time. We don't know when it happened. That's not important also. That's not important to know when it happened. What is important to know is this has happened. That's why we are in material world. So we have to understand, when we understand the creation, we have to understand purpose of creation. Correct? So just to tell, this is a tendency. Due to this tendency, Lord has given us the created this material world where we can artificially think that we are the enjoyer, I am the master, I am the control. Correct? And that is due to false ego. Correct. So, but and some limited control also is given. We have got some control, and that's what I was discussing. We have got some control of how to utilize this machine. Desire is there, but we don't have unlimited control on it, quantitatively, qualitatively also. So this is a fact we have to understand, and that's why we have to surrender to supreme controller, where we get situated in a very natural constitutional position. Then things falls into perfect harmony, and that's the whole spirituality, or that's all about devotion, or yoga is all about. There are various yogas. Okay, these are all different methods, but ultimate aim is to know and realize God, and that is what we are doing. We are supposed to be doing, and that is what we are supposed to do in the all yogas. Or bhakti yoga is the topmost because they directly connects with Lord, and it directly removes our so-called illusion or false ego, because we are surrendering. Once you surrender means what? What is meant by surrender? Surrender means forgiving or foregoing or eliminating your false ego and come to your real ego or real identity, which is a servant of Lord. So that is why Bhakti Yoga is called direct process. While in other yoga is indirect, like Karma Yoga, you do yourself, you act as if you are there, but then you surrender your fruits to the Lord. It's the indirect way. Okay, or in Ashtanga Yoga, you are controlling mind based on your power, and then you connect to Lord. Anyway, connecting to Lord is the ultimate step has to go through to be yoga perfect end result. But the Bhakti Yoga connects us directly to the Lord. Correct? So what we should, so one may question, okay, fine, this is material nature, this is all, I am here, Lord is there. Why I should know all this? One may ask this question. Why pastimes of the Lord are being narrated very frequently in the Bhagavatam? Very frequently. I think it's 3 to 4 times pastimes of the Lord. When I say pastime, no, sorry, creation pastimes of the Lord is narrated by various conversations. One of these is Maitreya and Rudraka. Why? Because it's equally important to know. It's not only okay, Lord's Leela, personal, like with Gopikas or other Lord killing demons. They are also one part of it. But creation also is equally potent, equally important pastime we need to understand. Because we should know where we stand, where my position is, what is the why this creation is there, what is the purpose of creation, what I am supposed to do after knowing this creation. So this is all pastime of the Lord, and creation pastime of the Lord, and that is what we need to understand, because that will purify us. So we cannot get into direct confidential pastimes of the Lord directly without purifying ourselves. That's why Bhagavatam, Prabhupada strongly prevented us or cautioned us not to enter into 10th canto where pastimes of the Lord with gopis are mentioned. That will misunderstand, because we are in a material consciousness where lust, calm, krodh, lobh is prominent, and we may think this pastime as a just one of those, which is very dangerous thinking. So first we have to purify our mind, intelligence, ego. That happens through various these pastimes, pastime of creation, understanding pastimes of devotees, All those pastimes we have to understand, purify ourselves, and then we'll be able to understand the Supreme Lord and His all pastimes, confidential pastimes also. So this is why creation is getting described every now and then in Bhagavatam, and that is the way that should be our consciousness when we understand those pastimes. Correct. So this shloka is basically, just to summarize now, this shloka is basically Sutta Goswami just reiterating creation, which is earlier also described. Sutta Goswami is further adding to that, or describing it again, ki how this material universe is created. He's talking like in this shloka, especially is mentioning about Garbhodakshay Vishnu, from his novel Brahma is coming through lotus. And that lotus, lot of all living entities which are in the hibernated stage are also coming out, and creation is going to get created shortly. So this is the way, and then how it is glaring, because living entities are also like self-illuminating like Lord. That's why that lotus is glaring. Brahma is the first living entity, and further creation in the next shloka is explained. So we can get into detail as we go along with this session. Correct. So this is the summary we have seen in this shloka. So this is what I wanted to share today with you. I would request Prabhuji is not there today, Vidura Prabhuji, so I will request all of you to give your comments or for question answers. I mean questions or answers or any comments further, if any. Hare Krishna. So the devotees can put their comments or questions now.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Prabhu, one question I have. So we don't have a power to control the mind, right? So how to make it? Sometime, so I will be thinking something now, and then immediately after some time again it will be keep changing it. So how to stick on to that, and then how to overcome that one?
Yes, Mataji. So there are various angles to this, but to keep the answer simple, as a important first point is basically mind means basically in Sanskrit called mana, and to control the mind means mantra. So mantra means which controls the mind. So mantra, with the help of mantra we have to control the mind. So we ourselves at our individual capacity we cannot control the mind. That's very strong. That Arjuna also tells it's very difficult to control mind, even difficult than controlling the wind. Krishna also agrees to that. Yes, he knows. So this God himself and his disciple himself are saying how difficult it is. So what you are saying, it is difficult to control, is correct. And it is really difficult, but with the help of mantra, and in Kali Yuga, especially in Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. By constantly chanting this mantra, Prabhupada mentioned everywhere, every paragraph Prabhupada mentions Maha Mantra in his purpose, practically. Where he says, by adopting chanting Maha Mantra very seriously, very with lot of desire or lot of determination, we can control the mind. Otherwise, it's not very easy to control the mind. So this is a broad level answer, okay, simple answer, and this is the way it has, and we have that experience also. Otherwise, we cannot control the mind. But on a background, like there, slowly, once you start chanting mantra to purify yourself fast and to increase the potency of mantra, you have to purify yourself. So you can follow 4 regulative principles, like we know that very well. So no mausahar, no non-veg eating, no illicit connection other than marriage, no gambling. Like these 4 basic regulative principle we follow. So that purifies us and that increases the potency of mantra, and then it further helps us in controlling the mind. So it's like this is the whole process. You have to follow the whole devotional service, I mean bhakti yoga, to control the mind. But to keep very simple, chanting the Maha Mantra, maximum possible 16 rounds in a day minimum, in a very serious mood, I mean very properly, taking precautions of all sort of precaution, with a surrender mood to the Lord, will control the mind. Other things will follow, additional thing, reading the scripture, reading Prabhupada book, they will help you to speed up this process. But Maha Mantra is the basic. That's a very simple thing. Simple answer, I will say. Very straightforward and simple answer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Prabhu. Got it. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Very good. Thanks. So any further questions, comments we can discuss? Okay, so if there are no questions, comments, we will close the session. Okay. Hare Krishna, Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thanks all of you for joining this session in the morning, and we'll meet again on next Thursday. And of course, there is daily session also. You will be participating in their sessions also. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thanks. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.